What's going on, my people, and welcome back to Is Rock's Movie Reviews. And today we're going to be discussing one of my favorite movies in the past few years, man. And this was American Assassin back from 2017, starring Sanaa Lathan, Michael Keaton, Dylan O'Brien in the title role. And this movie was definitely one of those action films that you don't want to miss. I think this film doesn't get the recognition it should get. It was actually better than what I expected, especially from Dylan O'Brien. You know, he was definitely a heartthrob and pretty much wasn't looked at as an adult actor after the Maze Runner franchise, even though I think he did an exceptional job in those films. But in this film, you see a different layer to him that I really liked. Starting off, you know, this film, American Assassin, follows the author, Vince Flynn's character, which is Mitch, played by Dylan O'Brien, and his mentor, Stan Hurley, played by the awesome Michael Keaton, my forever Batman. And he leads this super secret CIA operative group tasked to take out the world's most threatening bad guys all over the world. They eventually put him in the secret camp near Virginia somewhere and provide him some training in this elite, specialized kind of sophisticated group of people. And you know, the reason he's there was, you know, he had a tragic loss, and the CIA was eyeing him because you can tell he was trying to get revenge, and ultimately almost comes really close. And they end up taking him, and he exceeds the Navy SEALs training. He's able to infiltrate, blending in throughout the movie. And to me, this movie surpassed, and it's gonna be speaking a lot, but a lot of the Bond films and the Bourne Identity films. I think Dylan O'Brien definitely shocked a lot of people, and I won't be surprised in the future if he gets more roles very similar to this. And you know, at the end of the day, you know, American Assassin, it's a Bourne-style spy thriller made with a notably harder edge than most modern action thrillers these days. You know, this movie's PG-13, but it definitely plays as if it was a rated R film. Man, just, you know, there's breathtaking sequences, especially with the opening sequence. And they show, what I loved about it, they show the undergoing grueling training before the missions that they were supposed to take out. And man, I was surprised at how much I enjoyed this film. You know, it's fast, it's hard-knuckled action, it's action-packed. The fight scenes are fucking amazing. There's a lengthy training sequence lifted by the presence of one of my top favorite martial arts guys now to date, Scott Adkins, who to me should be an A-lister when it comes to action films, but I feel like he doesn't get enough credit. He's submitted to more like the B-level roles, but man, if you've ever seen Boyka, that's him. He's amazing. And while Dylan O'Brien to me is very unrecognizable in this film, especially like I mentioned before, you know, throughout his Maze Runner series, for the most part that was for young adults. This film's real strength lies in the presence of my Batman, Michael Keaton, you know, as he plays this grizzled operative who bags, to me, all the best lines in the film. His one-liners, his dialogue. Keaton is really continuing this career resurgence that he's had in the past, I'd say 7 to 10 years, man. You know, the film's real strength is definitely him. And sure, there are problems with the film, you know, from a cliche plot device to a pretty bland villain and the digital look of the film. But I think American Assassin remembers to focus on the twists and turns, the suspense, the violence, and it's such a real joy to watch. You know, the one problem is when you take on two of the most successful action franchises in the movie world, right, which was Bourne and Bond, like I mentioned before. You know, you better have your ducks in a row for the most part, including, most importantly, you know, the writing, the script, And to me, that's where the film fell a little flat. The one problem is the screenwriter needed to produce, I feel personally, a more cohesive script in adapting the book, Flynn's book. The film looks and sounds like it was kind of rushed to production before the script and storyboards were even thought of and even revised. At the end of the day, Hollywood, man, time is money, but not investing enough time sometimes leads to losing your entire investment. And trust me, they didn't do that here. This movie was amazing. And if that desired outcome was a green light for this franchise, the fail here was in the script. I think this movie could have definitely competed with the Bourne franchise, the Bond franchises. Then you take Dylan O'Brien and you take Michael Keaton, and you even sprinkle a little bit of Sanaa Lathan, who is absolutely stunning. You have something. But thank God for Michael Keaton, who holds this film up. And although I had a hard time seeing him in that role, because I've really never seen him in a role like this, but he not only pulls it off, but he kicks ass in it, with that kind of signature, push the envelope edginess that he has about him. And like I mentioned before, Dylan O'Brien, when I saw the previews, I was a little shocked. I didn't even know that was him. He has this quiet yet vulnerable demeanor and sense about him. You could tell that he's a heartthrob. A lot of women, a lot of girls, right, are gonna watch the movie just to take a good look at him. And this movie to me has a lot of undertones, edgy undertones that have made him so popular with the millennials nowadays. But he frankly did an awesome job, admirable job, and he's the most promising element of the film in terms of the franchise turning into multiple sequels. But we're in 2022. I don't think that's gonna happen. He doesn't have that many lines of dialogue like in the Bourne franchise, but when he speaks with his fist, his feet, his wit, his intelligence, his willingness, and the action that he brings to the screen is second to none. We go along with the fight and the action and the vehicle chase scenes were, to me, choreographed well. I think that was one of the best parts of the film as well. When you get into the special effects and CGI, I think there's only one scene that really leans fully on CGI, and for the most part, it was really well done. The cinematography here is beautiful. The editing is really good, and the pacing of the film never keeps you bored, man. The pacing of the film actually goes right through, and it's excellent for the most part. My guess regarding this film is that it was a one and done. It was done excellently, but it's kind of a shame that we might not get sequels. I think this movie had so much potential to be the American Assassin franchise, and at least one more film. I would have loved to see that. And this is one of the best recent additions to the the action genre, especially given more time to complete the film at kind of a 007 level. The director, the screenwriters, they needed to get a little together though in this film, and if there is a sequel down the line, you never know. The script has to be the focal point. The script has to really make sense. I think the villain has to be not only up to par, but they need to have a signature villain, especially to give this franchise just a little boost, because during this movie, the script was the weakest point, and usually, a lot of people are going to give this movie not the best reviews because of what I mentioned before, but the director, cinematographer, the makeup artist, you got to give kudos to them. They did a really good job, and they covered a lot of ground regarding this film. So, I hope for more in the future. When it comes to grading this film, to me, I give this movie 8 out of 10, man. Yeah, I know that's really high, but this movie, it sets out to be exactly what it wants to be. It's an entertaining action flick. And believe it or not, I prefer this movie over, I say, the last 3 Fast and the Furious movies. And that's saying a lot. So, definitely go watch this movie. Dylan O'Brien, to me, found his franchise and which he could have developed and took far, I don't think it's too late. He's a very young actor still. And definitely, man, go check this movie out. Let me know what you think. Hit me up in the Discord. Hit that notification bell. Give me a like if you like this video. And subscribe. I look forward to seeing and hearing from you in the future, man. Peace.